show you what we've done and how the results look like. So demolition deconstruction is like a not so well researched topic. It's mostly done, and if nobody dies, it's good. So in our case, we had the challenge that like the production facility is within a residential area, and there were like high standards and requirements regarding health and safety, noise, dust regulation, and lorry and truck traffic, and everything has to be done like the production still running. So at a really early stage, we decided, okay, how can we do that even before like the general contractor is on board? And so we had the fortune that BMW was really keen in lean construction, and like 2 years beforehand the project, they already started to like implement lean in construction projects, which sounds quite strange for an automobile manufacturer, but they recognize that construction sites are not as controllable as the production, and then they said, okay, we have to do something because the market is not delivering it. And so we had the fortune that there was like an environment where lean was accepted, and then we had like a really cool architectural office who was keen to, let's say, extend the contract or do things out of the books. So the project is as follows. It's like in the UK, it's in Swindon, where there's like the largest press facility of BMW in the UK. We had to demolish or deconstruct an area of around 30,000 square meter. The building was around 100 years old. It was contaminated with asbestos, oil, pigeon shit. So people could only go in with masks because there was like decades who nobody took care of the building. And as always in production, we had like a fixed start of production of the new facility. And this all should happen during Brexit. So Brexit happened, and then there was like ongoing demand to transparent communication to the board, to the public, to health and security managers, to environmental consultants. So what did we do? First of all, we said, okay, we demolished the building, but nevertheless, we will create a BIM or 3D model of the existing building, even though we will never use it again. But just to visualize and to make everybody in the project aware where the challenges are and how we create the process. After that, we met with the project team. At that stage, there was like no construction professional in the team. It was like the representatives from BMW, from the construction department, and the consultants for environment, health and safety, so on and so forth. So within that group, we developed a process where we defined the importance of special areas, where we prioritized areas, where we looked at areas where there has to be traffic, where there can't be traffic, and how we handle things like noise and dust. So there was like a big workshop. Everybody was in the team, and the really good thing was that before we got out to tender to the general contractor, we had all these documents within the tender documents, and the general contractor was able to really specifically make an offer to our requirements. After we got to know the architecture office, and they were like almost informatics and really good at programming, they said, yeah, well, it's not a problem, because at BMW we did a lot of Excel, and he said, yeah, I program it so that you can build things in your Excel and it will automatically be transferred to our BIM model, and so you can strip and swap process steps and see what the effects are. Yeah. So at the end, this was like the initial process of the non-professionals or the not general contractor, which at the end was quite near to the reality we had. Really important was like, how do we control that contaminated material get off-site and are disposed in the right way? So because like there's public standards, and then there's standards BMW is giving themselves, and if there is like a controlling department, they were more strict than the public requirements. So we had to make sure that each and every lorry put the waste to the right disposal. So how did it look like? At the end, we had like a visualization of the process and the building, and the colors were always connected to our Excel sheet. And with Dynamo programming, we could like strip and swap our Excel, and then the process was aligned. And we could like in a really early stage decide, okay, let's see, do we have a mouse? Yeah. We said, okay, it's really expensive to build up noise and dust security walls. So really early we decided, okay, why we just use the perimeter of the building as a dust and noise wall and demolish them last. And what we used this for, we went to the public, to the office, to the city council to have all the approvals of like the neighbors and the officials to sign it off. So before the contractor was on site, we had a concept and we could quite easy start the construction procedure without even like having to deal with regulations or site visits, and we made it really, really transparent the process above all. Exactly. So, of course, we then made a video, and the really cool thing was that at the end we were able as non-architects or non-informatics to try different process steps and visualize them to board members, to councils. And the requirement was not that there's like a perfect BIM model. The requirement was more like of a process nature and how to really easily adapt to requirements that were set in the project. So at each and every step you could stop, and by connecting the color to a process step, you would then see what has to be done. And by multiplying the square area with the expected contaminated material, you could easily see how much, material will go off-site. So quite amazing for us was we can still use Excel, because if you're like in a corporate environment, it's quite hard to get specialized software just for one project. So we were quite happy with the solution that we can put in our project team, adjust our tech plans, and could still use visualization for non-professionals. Turned somehow, but at the end there was three sources of information. We had the tech plan, we had like the colored process map where we saw which step, which scrape at what point in time went to which area, and then we had the structure where we could count like beams, roof tiles, facade elements, and at the end, although there was Brexit and although nobody knew if anybody will still produce in the UK, we did it, and there are still new parts for BMW's Crest right now. Thanks for your attention. Open